Hi, my name is Suzanne Reisman, and my favorite thing is that period of time when I just get into bed at night and I'm ready to go to sleep.
Welcome to the Finding Favorites podcast, where we explore your favorite things without using an algorithm. Here's your host, Leah Jones.
Hello and welcome to Finding Favorites. I'm your host, Leah Jones, and this is the podcast where we learn about people's favorite things and get recommendations without using an algorithm. Here's the thing. I'm always so excited to meet my guests, but today's guest is a pre-Twitter internet friend, and we're going to get into it. My guest today is Suzanne Reisman. She is a writer and tour guide in New York City, where she has a new walking tour company called Off the Beaten Subway Track Walking Tours, which is named after her book, I have to get it in front of me, Off the Beaten Track, New York City.
Subway Track.
Off the Beaten Subway Track, New York City's Best Unusual Attractions, which she published in 2009, and I have a copy of. If you're in Chicago and you come to my house, you may borrow it, but you may not have it. If you want to delve into New York City that is off the beaten subway track, she literally wrote the book. She is a proudly foul-mouthed flanneuse who loves exploring New York City. And she is from the Chicago suburbs. And with that, I'm going to welcome Suzanne to Finding Favorites. Suzanne, how are you today?
I'm great. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
I'm so excited. I've been so excited since you launched a tour recently called The History of Garbage and Rats in New York City. It's a walking tour, and we're going to dive into that. And that is why we're talking today. But it's true. We met on MySpace in a memoir writing group.
That is so fun. You know what? I actually thought we met through BlogHer. I forgot about the memoirists or whatever that thing was called. Amazing.
It was Joey Soloway.
Danielle somebody or Daniela? She's gone on to write several memoirs, actually.
Yeah, it was this memoir group, and there was like a competition, and we became friends on MySpace.
Wow, that is amazing.
And then met in person for the first time at BlogHer.
Got it.
In like 2006 or 2007 in San Jose.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
God, that was the conference where I was like, I'm afraid to talk to anyone. Everyone's cooler than me and knows what they're doing, and I'm just going to hide in a corner and eat cheese.
Yeah. When in fact, it was only like the second year of BlogHer, and none of us knew what was happening.
It still felt like I was so much less. Anyway, it was good times.
Yeah. It was a different time on the internet.
Those were the days. And it is amazing to me how many, back from those days, how many amazing people I met and am still in touch with. And how you guys have enriched my life so much. So.
Yeah. When people ask about how to make adult friends, I'm like, well, travel back in time to when the internet was a really good, fun place.
Yeah.
Make friends there and then keep them.
Yeah. God.
Yeah. So can we talk about the History of Garbage and Rats tour? Okay. And I have been obsessed since you started talking about it. And it has, to me, can I tell you what it seems like as a friend in Chicago?
Yeah, please.
It seems like you were like, this world is so hard right now. I'm going to make something that is fucking awesome. And you made this, and you went and got your tour guide license, and then you wrote your own tour. Is that what happened?
Ironically, so when Off the Beaten Subway Track came out, I decided to get my tour guide license. So I have actually had my license for since 2009 or 2010, something like that.
Amazing.
But I wasn't using it. It was just I was like, maybe I'll start a tour company. I thought about it. I actually did outline some tours at that time, pre-Hamilton. I was looking at doing a full day Alexander Hamilton Aaron Burr tour, starting in Lower Manhattan and covering major Hamilton Burr sites and ending in Harlem at Hamilton's house. But I did not do that. I missed my chance, right?
Yeah.
I could have been the Hamilton Burr Tour Guide Authority, but I missed out on that. Instead,
you for sure would have met Lin-Manuel when he was writing it, because he would have been like, well, I guess I got to take this walking tour.
It all came out because I was obsessed with Aaron Burr's ghost, to be totally honest.
Okay.
Which is basically Aaron Burr is, in my limited experience with ghosts, because that's not my expertise, but he seems to be basically one of the most prolific ghosts out there. Like, his ghost is seen in Lower Manhattan in Battery Park, in a place called a restaurant that's now called One If by Land, Two If by Sea. That was a carriage house in, I guess, colonial times, and early American times. He's seen in New Hope, Pennsylvania, at the Morris Jumel Mansion, which is like Washington Heights, Harlem. He was temporarily married to Eliza Jumel, I guess. And then I forgot, there's one or two other Princeton. He's seen in Princeton. And then there's like one other place where they claim you can see Aaron Burr. And I just, Kinderhook or something, I don't remember. But I freaking love it. And I became obsessed with that. And anyway. Yeah. So that has nothing to do with Garbage or Rats, but it's when...
But it has to do with your history of tour guide and planning what will be your first walk that you create.
My history of, like, not wanting to do something remotely normal. Like, in 2009, no one was thinking about Hamilton and Burr. And there I was like, I'm make a 6-hour tour where we go to all the sites. I know. It was maybe 2010 or 11. It was definitely pre-Hamilton mania. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it was clear to me I was never going to be I love New York. I love facts. I love nerding out, but I was never going to give tours of like Times Square. No, it's just not happening. Unless you want a tour that just involves me screaming, "You fucking tourists, get out of the way!" You don't.
You could just stand around and be like, "I remember when that was a sex theater."
Basically,
I remember that was a pizza place.
That's basically exactly what my types. Yeah. I have also thought about doing this. What I was going to call Coffee and Crime in Times Square. And it was, if I do launch this at some point, it will be a very early morning tour, because it's basically the only time I'm willing to go into Times Square, like 6 a.m. And we just go to crime sites and have coffee. We'll meet at a coffee shop and then go wander around. It's for the early birds. Yeah. Anyway.
Take advantage of people with jet lag.
Yeah, well, that is exactly what I was thinking. Yeah. Like, you come in, you can't check into your hotel, you need to stay awake. Why not come have coffee and talk about crime? Yeah. I mean, who doesn't want to talk about prostitution in Times Square? I mean, it's 6 a.m. Who doesn't want to? Yeah. Anyway, so Garbage and Rats. So I had my license for a long time. As you said, it is tough times these days. It is just, I'm burned out. I'm frustrated. I'm scared. I'm stressed. And I thought, God, and I was working at a nonprofit that wasn't, well, nonprofits. We'll just leave it at that. Yeah. And on top of that, I'm just waiting for these funding cuts. And I was like, just stressed and burned out. And I was like, to build my resilience, like to fight fascism, right? You have to have joy, and you have to have something to refill your tank to keep you going, to give you that resilience. And I thought, I need more joy in my life. I love walking tours. It's like my basically jam. Whenever I travel, I take like zillions of them. Yeah. And I was like, and I like being outside. Like, I'm still COVID cautious. Being outside is easy for me. I discovered this summer that was a stupid That was a stupid idea on days when it was 97 degrees and 90% humid. I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot. I don't always enjoy being outside. But anyway, but I was like, this is great. And I don't fully know even what got me to History of Garbage and Rats, but I do know 20-ish years ago, over 20 years ago, a book came out called Rats by Robert Sullivan. And it is he is a phenomenal writer. He's very funny. He's very astute. And he studied rats for a year in Lower Manhattan and did all this research on them and like went to some rat conference in Milwaukee. And like, anyway, the book is amazing. And I remember reading it in 2003 or 4, whenever it first came out, and thinking, wow, I wish I could work on rat mitigation because that is a real public need. And this is cool. But I was working on childcare policy, like pretty much the diametric opposite.
Yeah.
And I couldn't I really didn't if I had read that book today and was like, how do I make the career change? I think I would have been able to figure that out. But back then I was young and I couldn't figure it out. And so I set aside that and I continued working on other areas of public service. And then somehow when I was like, I'm going to do tours, I thought about somehow that book came up in my mind. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to reread that book because I will bet $20 it's going to give me a framework. And I reread the book. And speaking of Chicago, it was like funny because I started reading the book. I was on family medical leave. My mom had breast cancer, and thank you, by the way, for connecting me to Sharsheret. She really benefited from that.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah, so came home to the suburbs of Chicago, and I was with her for 2 weeks helping out. And I was reading this book, and I was cackling like a maniac because he's so funny. And my mom asked, what are you doing? And I said, I'm thinking of doing this tour based on like rats and probably garbage because rats to me is not enough. And my mom goes, I don't mean to hurt your feelings, but I really don't think anyone's going to take that tour. And I said, I get it, but I would take this tour. This is exactly the type. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure there's other freaks out there like me.
Absolutely.
And so now it's like every time I talk to her, she's like, I'm so sorry. I should have trusted. I'm like, how would you know? Like, you're not taking a rat's tour. It makes total sense. Anyway, whatever the case is, I read the book. I was like, bing, 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 idea for the route. And then I found out New York City is offering classes on rat mitigation and understanding trash through 2 different sources. So I signed up for the New York City's Department of Health's Rat Academy. That was
amazing.
I know. It totally was amazing.
Because then New York, she just resigned. They had a rat
my
czar,
God. I don't
right?
even know if she resigned. She kind of just disappeared, to be honest. It's a little bit like, what did happen to her?
Okay.
Yeah, we had a rat czar for 2 years who was coordinating efforts between the different city agencies and multiple city agencies responsible for this kind of thing across 5 boroughs. And her job was to really coordinate, which made sense to me. But so one of the coordinating efforts is this Rat Academy. So that's the Department of Health. So it's meant for community members to learn about rats and what you can do on your own in the community to prevent rats and mitigate rats. So it was amazing. Yeah. It was amazing. And it was free. And it was like 2 hours. I was able to take it online. And I learned so much, although I had already learned. I mean, it was kind of funny because Robert Sullivan's book, I felt like I got the foundation. Yeah. It was just updating the methods on killing rats and some other stuff that I learned. But it was great. And then we have something called the Sanitation Foundation, which works with our Department of Sanitation. And they were offering an online course body of work called the Trash Academy. It's like 10 modules. Loved it. It was amazing. Best? Well, sometimes it's the best. Our trash is still kind of a problem. But you
guys do put your trash just in heaps on the corner.
Well, we're not supposed to anymore. That's the
every
thing.
time I come to Manhattan, I think this is where Chicago went. With our alleys and our dumpsters.
Right. We are not supposed to. So we are supposed to put them in containers like civilized people.
Okay.
And that has, in fact, dramatically decreased the rat population in the highest complaint areas. Because guess what? They still get to the trash, but it's a lot harder.
It slows them down.
It slows them down a lot.
Yeah.
And the more you stress them, like it's not even like, it's like the ease of getting the trash makes them happy. But like when you stress them out, they have less sex. And when they have less sex, they have fewer babies. And when they have fewer babies, you have fewer rats. So like even just making it a little harder to get to the trash is helpful. Okay. It's amazing. They're like sex fiends. It's pretty phenomenal. But so anyway, so I took those courses. And then once you do that, once you take the Rat Academy, at the time you could go on a training walk with the Rat Czar. And she put into action the things you're in real time looking at the things you talked about in the class. Like, here's what a rat burrow looks like in the wild, in a park in New York City. And then you do a community mitigation project or another community service project, and you get to become a member of the Rat Pack, which was described by the city, and this is what the city calls it. An elite squad of anti-rat community activists. So I got to be in the Rat Pack. I have a cool t-shirt and hat. Don't know what's going to happen to those things now that we have no czar. But anyway, that's all the background. And then I also read a book called Picking Up by Robin Nagel about trash in New York. All of that information I put into, I wrote the tour. I made the handouts. It's 2.5 hours, which sometimes I think it's too long, but sometimes I'm like, I could really go on for 5 hours. Shared everything. And almost every one of my tours winds up running over because people ask so many questions. Right. And they're really interested. So, so that was my thought. And sometimes along the way, we see rats. Yeah. It is what it is. Right. But it's been amazing.
A wildlife tour.
No, it's not.
History tour.
It's a history tour where there may be wildlife. And I've been telling people who sign up, it sort of got viral for the rats, which is understandable. But I tell everyone, this is a little like a whale watching tour in New England. There's no guarantees you'll see whales, but as the ship captain, I will bring us to areas where we're more likely to see whales, except in our case, it's disease-infested rats, not whales. Right. I'd say 96% of the time we see at least one rat because there's so there's so many. Yeah,
I've never been in Manhattan and not seen a rat.
Yeah.
But we have them in Chicago too. I'm not pretending like we don't.
I hear Chicago is actually worse than New York. That is what I have heard.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just so well, now that you guys are putting your trash in containers.
Yeah, exactly.
Brag.
Now we've gotten fancy.
So who takes a garbage and rat tour? Have you found any through lines or similarities, or is the diversity of customer surprising?
It's a pretty diverse group, although I was laughing because as I told my mom who takes this tour, I would take this tour. So it's nerds. It's nerds like me who like to think about sort of urban planning, infrastructure, how we got from one point in history to where we are today, and understanding the through line. And then you get people who want to see rats. And then against their will, I stop learning about other things. But it's kind of amazing because the number of people who have written reviews and been I signed up for the rats, but the garbage is equally interesting.
That's awesome.
Because you can't have you don't get the rats without the garbage. And you don't get the garbage without the people. And that's really the moral of my tour is we don't have a garbage and rats problem in New York. We have a people problem. And if we would change our behavior, it would dramatically reduce garbage and then we would have fewer rats. So, yeah. But yeah, I don't know. This is amazing. Last week, I was these people came with a kid who kind of looked young. And I was like, oh my God, this kid is going to be bored out of his fucking mind. And I was really worried. But then about halfway through the tour, he comes up to me and he was like, can I show you something? And I was like, sure. And he pulled out a stuffed animal rat that was quite frankly adorable and told me its name was Clark. And I was like, let's go find some rats for Clark to be friends with. And
oh my gosh.
Yeah. And we did. And apparently he loved the kid who, of course, I don't remember the kid's name. I only remember the stuffed animal. Clark. Why would I not? Yeah. But his mom and his uncle who were with him both said he loved it. And so it was really, that is what makes me happy. Like when an 11-year-old kid goes through a 2.5-hour history tour and walks out loving it, that's amazing. That's when I know I did a good job.
Yeah. And you've also have you been doing PR, or are people just so obsessed with you? Because you were in like Ripley's Believe It or Not Sunday comic?
I know. It was wild. So basically, here's what happened. I don't know what I'm doing with PR and marketing. So I wanted to get listed in Time Out New York.
Yes.
And not knowing I could just send them an email saying, please list me, I invited the editor of the Things to Do section to come on the tour. And that's how I thought you get a listing. So she came and she wound up loving it, actually. And what she wound up doing was writing a really, really nice full-page article about all the things about the tour. And then she listed it in like 2 listicles, like top unique tours in New York, or like, and I can't remember, the other one was like just a general top 10 tour, walking tour, whatever. And from there, a writer in the New York Post saw that, and he asked if he could come on the tour and write about it. And I was like,
yes,
I'm a little worried about the New York Post, I'm not going to lie, but sure. And he came and he wrote, it was very New York Post-like. I do not call myself a rat whisperer, although the article says I do, but that is what caught people's attention. He knew what, he knows. He's good at the clickbait.
Right.
And from there, it went.
Did he say, like, we didn't find Giuliani, but we found some other rats?
He didn't. They probably like Giuliani. They probably think he's not a rat. Although I do have a rat joke about Giuliani.
It's required.
Yeah, it's basically, I do refer to him as one of New York's biggest rats. But from there, it went completely viral.
Yeah.
And I was like invited to be on like Australian radio show. I was on like a couple of New York area radio shows. Vice wrote something about it. I got on some cable news network. The Ripley's thing happened. There's some other stuff. I mean, it was just been really fun. But it really just came out of me not knowing what I was doing and inviting the editor, who is amazing. And then people got excited by, oh my God, it was so crazy. So my sister lives in Iowa, and she and her husband were driving from Iowa to Colorado. And as they were crossing the border from Iowa into Nebraska, they were listening to some country station, and they just turned the dial or whatever. And it's like, and there's this woman in New York who's giving rat tours. And Dana's like, oh my God, that's my sister. And then 2 weeks ago or whatever, recently, some family from Sweden came, and I was like, how'd you hear about the tour? And they're like, well, it was on our radio station in Sweden, so we knew we had to come. And I'm like, all right then. It was great. Like, someone like came, and I was like, how'd you find out about it? She's like, oh, it's in the Chinese newspaper in New York. To which I'm like, I'm sure that probably says this crazy white woman is right. This Fan Guai or Bak Guai, whatever, white devil is giving rat tours, and probably made fun of me, but that's fine. She said her mom saw it, and her mom was like, you have to go. And so she took the tour. So it's like wild.
That's amazing.
It's wild. Yeah. The Ripley thing was like, oh, okay. It was funny because my nephew was angry that he did not think it looked enough like me. And I was like, that's quite all right, Marcus. It's good enough. It's very close.
Yeah. How can people, you're in London for a bit.
Yes.
But how do people sign up for the tour when you're back in New York?
Yeah. So it's on Viator, and TripAdvisor. right now.
Great.
You could book through that. You can also, if you want a private tour, completely private tour, I do that through a group called Tours by Locals, or people can just email me. You could go to the GANYC website, that's the Guides Association of New York City, and look up Suzanne Reisman, hire a guide, and just send me an email, or I can actually make things much easier and just give you my email right now.
Well, I'll link to it and I'll put your email in the show notes.
It's Suzanne at offbeatwalkingtours.com, and I'm happy to arrange tours.
Outstanding. Well, like I said, I have just been obsessed watching from Chicago. It's
a lot of fun. The tour is like, someone was like, don't you get sick of doing it? And I'm like, no, it's different. First of all, I don't know, you have different people, different questions. And then I don't know when are rats are not going to pop up or not pop up. And like, even the last tour I did, second to last tour I did, I told people, I'm like, don't get too close to that garbage can because there's often rats in there. And then what the hell do you think I did? I got too close to the garbage can and this rat jumped out and I screamed. I was like, ah! And then we all laughed for like 10 minutes. Like the tour ran over because we couldn't stop laughing. And I was like, do as I say, not as I do or whatever. Yeah. But like, you never know. Like that kind of stuff is, you never know.
Yeah. Well, I'm so happy for you.
Thank you.
And all
Thank
of the
you
success.
So much.
And excited for people from Sweden and Chinatown and Nebraska to come and do a tour with you.
Yeah, it's been amazing. I'm very lucky. So.
So I imagine creating the tour is one of your favorite things these days. But is there another favorite thing we could chat about for a little bit?
I know this is going to sound terrible, but my absolute favorite thing is that second I get into bed at the end of the day and it's bedtime. And just that relief of like, oh, I'm in bed now. It's like, there's no feeling like it.
Yeah.
It's just like the happiest spot. I'm like, it's so funny because when I was a kid, I hated going to bed. I was like, I want to stay up all the time. I was an insomniac and like night owl. And now I'm like, oh God, when is it bedtime? Please let me go to bed. So bedtime is like my favorite thing. It really is. Putting on my pajamas and just feeling that nice mattress.
I love
lying down. It feels so good.
Do you have bedtime, nighttime rituals?
I should, but I don't. Mostly, no, it's like a matter of like remembering. Did I take my medicine? Oh yeah, I did. Oh no, I didn't. Did I brush my teeth? Like it's sad. I'm like almost 50 and I have to remember, did I brush my teeth or didn't I? Do I have my night guard? Like, but not really. Like, I don't really, I should have a ritual, probably make it easier to disconnect. But I don't.
Yeah.
But I do love that, that just like moment of like, I'm in bed. Also, like, I have been training for the marathon, New York City Marathon, in addition to doing walking tours. So like, I'm constantly on my feet. And so really it is like that moment of getting into bed is really like, now I can truly relax.
Yeah.
Till I have perimenopausal anxiety dreams, but whatever. That's neither here nor there.
That's the gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah, it sure is. Yeah.
I get real hot feet because I'm on tamoxifen for like a couple more years for breast cancer.
Yeah.
So that is an estrogen. As I understand it, it's a Pac-Man that eats estrogen. Nobody has told me different. So I'm always describing my medicines and my chronic illnesses in like the most insane cartoonish ways.
I love
and
it.
And the doctors look at me and they're like, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't yet get hot flashes.
Okay.
But my feet get so hot. My feet get hot. So I am constantly like pulling my duvet, like getting my feet out.
Me too.
Cannot sleep in a sock. Cannot sleep with both feet under the covers.
Same.
Yeah.
But that's why I think I like that moment where you just get into bed and the possibilities are endless. Like I don't have the hot flashes yet. I don't have the tossing and turning. It's just the sheer relief of like a soft pillow.
Yep.
And a comfy mattress.
Yeah.
And the promises ahead.
Yes.
Promises of sweet dreams that will probably not happen. But
do you feel the same relief like in a hotel bed or an Airbnb or like only at home?
Nope. It's that moment of climbing into bed and you're just like,
yeah.
It's time for sleeping.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love it.
Yeah, anywhere.
Yeah. I have I don't know. I got my CPAP prescription 4 or 5 years ago, but only really started using it this summer. And laying down and getting under the covers and then realizing my mask is still hanging in the bathroom is such a bummer. But it'll be a bigger bummer if I go to sleep without it.
Right. Because
I now like using it enough.
Yeah. Yeah. It is that. Or like, that's why I was like, oh my God, I didn't brush my teeth, did I? And I'm like, do I care? Like,
right.
Fuck, I do care. I have to get up. Or like, I just peed. I don't care. I'm not peeing again. No. I don't care if I wake up at 3:00 in the morning. I'm not getting up again.
No.
Right now. Yeah. Not right now. We'll see.
Not right now. No.
We'll see what happens. Maybe it'll go away. Yeah. It's just that comfort. I don't know. There's just that. It's a fleeting moment of pure joy and blissfulness.
I love it. Do you, because you said you weren't a great sleeper as a kid, or, I mean,
no,
we all want to stay up all night.
Yeah.
Can you even remotely pinpoint when it started becoming like the best moment?
God, within the last few years, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Within the last few years.
Yeah.
Getting old, man. Changes everything.
Yeah. I was with a friend last night. We went to see a show at the Studebaker Theater. A play about Ava Gardner. Secret Conversations with Ava Gardner. With the woman who is the mom in Downton Abbey. She wrote it and she's playing Ava Gardner. It's her like passion project, and it was just a little one-act play. And then we walked out of the Studebaker and I was like, oh, the Artist Cafe. Like that was like one of the first table waiting jobs I applied for in Chicago. It's gone. I was like, oh, that's Starbucks. That's where XYZ happened. Oh, this empty. That's where the Bennigans. Remember the Bennigans across the street from TGI Fridays? Not TGI Fridays. The Art Institute. There used to be a Bennigan's there.
Yes. Yes.
And
damn,
Holmes,
that was
who's
a
stand-up comic, right? Long time ago. He used to be a waiter there.
Damn.
When we went to open mics together. And we were just like walking up Michigan Avenue going like, oh, remember when this was this other restaurant? And this was this other thing? And like, I don't know, Millennium Park wasn't there. It was a parking lot.
Yeah.
Like,
the Artist Cafe, was that like by 420 South Michigan?
Yep, exactly there.
Okay, I don't know where I just pulled. I worked at a summer internship in Illinois state government for 2 summers with like two of the most phenomenal people I've ever worked with. I'm pretty sure it was in that. It must have been in that building. Why else would I have known it was 420 South Michigan? I knew it. It was downstairs. Oh, man.
Yeah. Yeah, it was this great late night.
Yep.
It was the Artist Cafe because the students from the Art Institute would go over there, and
Roosevelt is there. University is around there.
Yep. Yeah, and the symphony is right there. It was like a block up. Yeah, it's a great little pocket. Auditorium theaters around the corner.
Right.
Yep. Yeah, but that was like, this is a friend I went to college with, and I was like, wow, this is peak. We're getting there. We're in our late 40s. This is peak middle-age stuff.
Oh, I
used to be that.
I'm like that in like 2 places now. Like that in New York and in Chicago. The Chicago stuff is even worse so because, again, that really is from forever ago. Like from my teen years, my youth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I, when it comes to my bed, I feel like it got a little internet influenced, but I got the Thuma mattress frame, the Thuma bed frame, which is essentially like Lincoln Logs, like Japanese construction. No, it's just, everything is just made to fit together.
Cool.
I got the Big Fig mattress, which is the mattress for fat people. It's fabulous. And then a coworker of mine turned me onto a brand of sheets called Comphy, Comphy.
Oh.
They are expensive.
Yeah.
But they were originally made for spas, for like massage tables.
Oh.
So they are meant to be washed daily and get softer and softer.
Oh.
So from them, I got rid of the top sheet, and I became like a feather duvet cover, and like a good bottom sheet, all from Comphy. And on a day when it is like a freshly made bed with all my Comphy sheets on it, that is the best.
That's the other thing is because I sleep so hot now, we have to basically refrigerate our room before I go to bed. So no matter what time of year, I put the air conditioner on a little bit before I go to bed and 2 fans. And then the sheet gets a little bit cool. We use Brooklinen, basically.
Yep.
And I have this, I don't know, we have a cocoa mattress, which is some Greek seaweed. I don't even know what, but God, I love it. It's amazing. And just that cool sheet, like, sweet, 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 sweet moment in time.
Yes. Yeah.
Where you're like, anything is possible.
Anything is possible.
And then this sheet within 5 minutes has heated up, and I'm like, well, it was possible, and nothing happened.
It's like, let the race begin between me and the heat of the sheet and sleeping.
Yeah. But, and then my poor husband, who it's like, there are times when he's under like extra blankets, and I'm like, nah, it's hot in here. Like, can we crank the air up? And he's like, he's under like in the down comforter, and I'm in a tank top and shorts. And it's like such a role reversal too, because I used to get super cold. Now I'm like never cold.
Yeah. Yeah. There was this window in time after my hysterectomy. So leading up to my hysterectomy, I was on Lupron. Took Lupron for 9 months to see if that would shrink my fibroids before surgery. Spoiler alert, it didn't. But post hysterectomy, but before my ovaries had turned back on yet. So I had this window of like, I didn't have the massive uterus anymore, and I didn't have estrogen. And I was freezing cold all the time. And I was just like, oh, my friends who talk about being cold are not lying. They're not being wimpy. I was just so cold for like, I don't know, it was like 5 weeks. And then my ovaries turned back on, and I haven't been chilly a day since. Yeah. So.
Yeah, it used to be, like if I was in somehow inevitably when I worked, I was in an office, inevitably my desk was under the air conditioning vent. It was inevitable. And I would sit with gloves, like stretchy gloves, so I could type because if I didn't, my fingers would get too stiff without gloves, and a hat and my coat on. And now I'd be like, oh, this is lovely. Like,
right. Yeah, it's so weird. Bodies, man.
Bodies, for real. But yeah, that moment in bed, damn, that is my favorite. That is my favorite time of the day. And it always makes me a little sad to admit that, but like, I'm like, yeah, this is the good time.
Yeah. Yeah. There's no reason to apologize for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to
like,
think of
sorry, people on my tour. The good time is when I go home and go to bed. You know, whatever.
So how the tour is 2.5 hours?
Yes.
Is it like it's a mile? It's 2 miles?
It's about 1.5 miles of walking.
Yeah.
And I also try to give people a lot of opportunities to sit down. So I look for places where there's benches, or we stop at an amphitheater at one point, because it's, you know, I am used to standing ludicrous amounts of time.
Yeah.
And I basically stand for the entire 2.5 hours of the tour. Sure. Plus I stand waiting for the group to come, and I stand a little while after chatting. But I know most normal people aren't super, so, and I sometimes see by the end, even then, like, people are like, definitely ready to sit. And I'm like, I got to find more places with benches. Actually, we even end with benches. We end with benches. Like, I don't start with benches, but the second stop has seats. I just try to find places for people to take a rest.
I did a tour in Poland, 2019, and the people who had done the tour the year before and the organization I'm in, they were like, bring a walking stool, like bring a little stool. We're doing a lot of walking tours. And you will be so much happier if you have something to sit on. And that was the best advice. And I got this little like 3-legged stool that was, I can fit it in a carry-on and I can take it, and it's fabulous. It made all the difference.
Yeah, I invested in some shoes. Like I'm very into Stegman clogs or Stegman shoes. I have a pair. I didn't buy the clogs, but they're like these wool. I bought a pair of wool, ballet flats or something. I don't know what they're called, but they're very cute. Well, they're cute for old ladies, but I'm an old lady, so they're cute. I do get compliments on them actually from a lot of people, like, and they're very supportive, but those are nice. I mean, they're wool, so the summer, I can't really wear them in the summer. Like, I'm like, these aren't breathable wool. Like, my feet are sweating. And then I got a pair of Topo gym shoes. Nice. And between those two things, that has basically saved my feet. And I try to alternate a bunch. And then I recently got a pair of recovery shoes, from Topo. So between those three things, it's like making it work.
What is a recovery shoe?
I don't even know. It's a gimmick, probably.
Okay.
UFOs, have you seen those, like, sandals or recovery sandals? I guess they're supposed to, like, take the pressure off your foot after you've been on your feet for a long time. So a lot of runners like UFOs, or Hoka makes some recovery sandals, like maybe Nike. And then Topo has a pair of slippers, and these like weirdly durable. They're also wool. I'm like, why is everything in wool? But now I don't care because it's perfect wool. It's great. But like, they look like trail shoes basically on the bottom. Like these are like rugged. You could really go out, but they're supposed to like massage your feet and like be more cushiony or whatever. But so
I tried Hoka's I had this idea that I would use a walking pad at work, and they would be my desk shoes would be a pair of Hoka's, and they were too bouncy and too I felt very unstable on them.
Yes.
But I know they make a lot of different ones, but
yeah. Well, they're known for the cushion.
Mistake. Yeah.
They're known for the cushion.
Yeah.
I like Topo because they have, first of all, no one ever has heard of Topo, but they are pretty comfy. They have good cushion, but they're not insane cushion. So, yeah.
Nice. I have been in, I recently got a couple pairs of Kizik's.
Oh, yeah.
Because you don't have to tie them.
Yeah.
They're like made so that
you just slide in.
You just slide in.
Yeah.
Now, the first day I wore them, I had pulled my socks on too tight, and then the Kizik's pulled them on even tighter.
Oh.
So you got to leave a little like room in your toe before you put your shoes on.
Got it.
That's my expert learning.
Yeah.
But do I hate like wasting any time tying a shoe in the morning.
That is the other nice thing about the recovery shoes and these like Stegman slip-on. Yeah. And you're not supposed to wear socks with either of them. So
great.
Even easier.
Even
just
better.
Slip right in. I've become like, I don't know. Somehow this summer, the number of shoes, you think rats have a lot of babies? Like my shoes have had like, I don't know. It's like suddenly I kept buying shoes like from training from the marathon to the walking tours to like, I'm like, wait, where did these even come from? Did I order these? I guess I did. Hey, they're really comfortable. Good on me for doing that. But like, it's out of control.
Since you're in London, have you done the Roger Ebert's Walks in London, that book?
No. Tell me more.
Roger Ebert wrote a book of walking tours in London.
Fantastic. Gonna go look for that.
It was his favorite city. And I think like maybe when he was a student in Champaign-Urbana, like maybe he studied abroad there, and a professor was like, let me take you on a walk.
Oh,
and
nice.
He became obsessed with walking, and he published a book of walking tours.
I will
like
go look
long
for that.
Walks in London. So look that up while you're there.
I love that.
Yeah.
We're going on a long walk tomorrow. I booked there's a walking tour company that I really like called London Walks, and I do a lot of tours with them whenever I'm here. And they, for like the last 7 weeks, have been doing a series of tours where like segment 1 and 2 started in North London, and every Saturday or Sunday, they meet and walk. They're going to walk from North to South London. And so
they're doing like different sections every week.
Yeah, it's like a whole straight thing. Yeah, in sections. And so we just got here in time for the last 2 sections. So we're going to go out to literally, I don't even know, Kishinev, whatever. And do the last 2 segments. And I guess we end by Sussex. So it'll be really, it's like forests and fields and little villages, but it's still technically London. So I'm pretty excited for that. Yes, the day after I ran 19 miles to train for the marathon, I'm going through for like 6-mile walk in the country, like whatever, Suzanne. Sure, great idea. But it's going to be great. I can't wait. And then you know what my favorite moment of tomorrow will be?
Getting into bed.
Yeah. I'll be like, that was great, but it is bedtime.
Nice. Well, Suzanne, this has been, what a wonderful way to spend a Saturday afternoon.
Yes, thank you so much. This has been amazing. Then thank you for your patience with rescheduling.
The tour is The History of Garbage and Rats in New York City. And then...
Or you could abbreviate it down to just Garbage and Rats in New York City. Either one.
Garbage and Rats in New York City.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to promote while we've got people?
I mean, I wrote a picture book about rats. I'm hoping that will go on submission soon.
Nice.
And I'm like, oh my God. I mean, everything is just, I feel like this is amazing and I love it, but it's my 15 minutes. And when it's up, I still, I don't know if the boosted bookings will stay up or what, but
right.
always looking. So I was like, you know what? I think my next novel has to be a mystery about a tour guide who finds she's got a Garbage and Rats tour. Let me know if you've heard this one.
Right.
She got a Garbage and Rats tour and she's struggling to book people. And then one day she finds a body in the trash.
Yeah.
And then it gets a lot of coverage and people start coming to her tour. And then she finds another body during the thing. And then the police suspect she's killing
the killer.
Yes. Yeah. And so she has to solve the crime before she gets arrested. So this is my next project.
I love it.
Thank you.
I love it.
Thank you.
Well, Finding Favorites, you can find it anywhere podcasts are given away freely. Please rate and review 5 stars. Tell your friends about it. And get your COVID boosters. They're out. The new boosters are out. And keep enjoying your favorite things.
Yes. Thank you so much again.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to Finding Favorites with Leah Jones. Please make sure to subscribe and drop us a 5-star review on iTunes. Now, go out and enjoy your favorite things.